What's up, my we work forces to Ryan from WooberGameplays, and in today's video, I'm playing some more Doki Doki Literature Club. That's where we left off. We just met all the girls, we could join the club and everything. Well, now we gotta make our own poem to bring to the next day of school. So I'm gonna write how I write a poem. I'd write about comfort. Hurt. Oh jeez, I didn't think you. I thought that'd be you. Usually when I write, it's more about either hopelessness or depression. It's just usually how when I write. So hopeless, incapable, whatever that word is. I don't know what that word is. Pleasure. Oh, it's perfect. I don't want that. That's not what I'd write a poem about. I'd write about secretive stuff. Frightening. Vitality. I'm getting a lot for towards Yuri, but I guess she does have the same writing style as me, so it just makes some sense. Melancholy. Existence. Unstable. What else did I write about? Afterimage. Grief. Oh, I thought that would be you. I thought that would be purple hairs right here, Yuri. But no, that was Natsuki. No. That'd be Sayori. Natsuki is... she's a very mean old person. I'd write about... family. Intellectual. Tenacious. Disoriented. Infallible. And memories. Last one. Okay, so last one. And uncontrollable. I wrote my first poem. Oh my god. Hi again, Ryan. Glad to see you didn't run away from us. Ha ha ha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Ryan. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment to you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on! Like he deserves any slack. Sarah told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan just to come here and hang out or what. Why is Natsuki so mean to me? She just needs to calm down. Calm. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Oh, so you got little hides, I see. Where do you hide it? Do you hide it back in the little shelf right there? Bet you do. Oh, I forgot to remind you guys at the beginning of this episode that I'm making this into a series. I can't exactly edit it, the big old video with the software I have right now, because it only lets me edit videos up to 15 minutes. And last video was up to 25 minutes. There's really no good stopping spots in this game besides when you're writing the poem. So we're gonna have double uploads until the series is over. Let's see how that works out. I hope it works out pretty good, just a little bit good. And also, I forgot to remind you guys that this game gets pretty dark pretty fast, and it turns out bad. And if you guys get disturbed very easily, just don't watch it. Don't get yourself sucked into this. I don't want you guys feeling bad and hurt inside just because of what this video brought you, because I didn't remind you guys. So there we go. Let's get right back into it. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga's literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Ryan always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Ryan can become good friends too. Yuri's just so shy. I wonder why. Like, is there something that causes it, or is she just naturally shy? She has long hair. Okay. Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know. Wait, Sayori? Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? No, never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal, like it really was not. I read English, yes, maybe. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Yeah, last video I didn't make any extra side commentary because I was trying to keep the video under the 15-minute mark. And I did horribly at that. So, like I said earlier, every day this up and with my normal videos. Okay. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out. So I picked out a book that you might enjoy, that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. So what are you calling me? I have the attention of a fly? How dare you say that to me? What? Ma? What? What'd you say? Okay, let's get back to this. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I like how my voice sounds the least enthusiastic out of all of them. That makes sense. I enthusiastically take the book. That's okay. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around the closet, trying to find that hidden manga collection. Seeing, you know, if she can find it, make sure she can hide in a better place since Monica knows everything. What does Monica know? Does she know my family? She better not. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Aw, so she got a book just so we can both read. Aw, how cute. She wants us to read it together. She wants us to be friends. I wonder how creepy she gets later. Ah. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just, you know, spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh. It's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed it in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so don't you cover up. I know what you're up to. I know. Don't you dare try coming up with those blushy cheeks. That's the book you gave me, right? I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Ah. Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... Oh, she bought the book for me! Aww. Oh, that's not what I meant. I mean... I just happened to buy 2 of them. Ah, I see. Uh-huh. Yeah, I see what you're trying to do there. I see right through your lies. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? I think you are. It's a very engaging, relatable story. Is that so? What's it about, anyway? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. You've never read this book. You would know what it was about if you read it before. You little sneaky little liar. There's an ominous looking eye symbol in the front cover. It's the Illuminati, run! Alright. I just wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally give anything away. Sure you didn't. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships with an S, and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Just the way I like it. Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Ryan? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kind of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kind of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals and their own philosophy that they believe in. See, I have somewhat of a similar belief in that. I believe every idea is pure as beginning, and that, like, everyone's meaning good in their own way. I believe that there's 2 points of views to everything. Like, the bad guy is never necessarily bad in my eyes. I think he was just born and raised a different way, and the society he was born in shaped him a different way, and shaped him into thinking what his ideals are what's right, and what we consider the good guys from our perspective as a viewer think, make it them seem like they're a bad guy, whereas vice versa for the other way around. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one, letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright, then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writings fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. Why was there an exclamation point there? I thought that would be more sincere than it. The game wanted it. So I read it the way I wanted. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in the company of someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I still understand what Yuri means about reading in company. Oh, we're just going to sit next to each other and read together. That's so cute. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. Yuri's taking a quick so sneaky sneak off the sneaky poo. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do. I said that wrong. I do? See, I put the inflation in the voice. And I just skipped the part that said I didn't mean to. I got quick corner. I may have photographic memory. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. This is starting to sound more and more like a fan fiction. How cute. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so I instead use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it more difficult to turn the page. Here. New perspective. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer than before. Closer together than before. I skipped words. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Don't question my reading skills. I read sometimes slow, sometimes fast, sometimes medium paced. Words. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a little bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes reading before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Unfortunately, when I read aloud, I'm the type of person to, as soon as I finish the line, I tend to add a little pause instead of moving my eyes real quicker to the other side. That's not a good thing. I'm getting a little bit better about it, but it's just a little learning curve. Even though I've been reading for, 16 years? Well, my dad taught me to read when I was young. He was the one who taught me to read. We started with those little SpongeBob phonics books. What he'd do is, when I was I think I started reading about 4. Yeah, I was a quick learner back then. Where did that talent go? But we started reading when I was really young. And we started learning everything. I was reading chapter books by the beginning of kindergarten. You know, those little short little chapter books that now you look at it and you're just like, oh, what are those? Those are little child's play. But now I'm still like, those are pretty good books. Those are honestly some of the better books. The shorter ones, sometimes they're shorter, but they have the most meaning. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's a more blunt in a lot of ways. But she also second guesses all the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. You remain silent for a moment. But Ryan, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait! I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were that you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that I think it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we share today's poem with everyone, with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Your exhale is spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not that. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Ow, my thumb! Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer if I only read with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little bit more tonight. I'm testing you, Yuri, seeing what you really think. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? I think this game would be a lot cooler if it was like, you know, like kind of like those Telltale games where it's like you have like a couple options to pick and the option affects the story in a certain way. Like not with all the actions like the button presses and the time prompts and all that extra junk, but like more of a narrative, like, you know, those books like those old Goosebumps, the books where you read your own path, like you gotta choose your path. I think that this would be a lot cooler like that. But I'm not saying it's not a cool game. I mean, I think it's kind of cool. I mean, it gets a little creepy later, but I think so far it's alright by me. That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. I didn't say I was going to read that much, okay? Don't jump to any conclusions. I may got homework. I gotta get my dog a bath. I gotta make my bed. You don't know what I do with my time. Alright. I stand up. I meant to make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. Reading. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sayuri and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayuri is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. All are the different people. One's very neat and pristine, and the other one's, you know, let's tear a page out of this. See, I tear a page out, but I take the little scragglies off because they're aggravating. What did I just do? No, I didn't mean to click that. Hopefully you guys didn't see that. Screw up. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly, I said it, comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same, myself. Who should I show my poem to first? I say we show it to Yuri to show that there's no awkward silence in between the conversation. Because I don't want it to be like, I'm trying to avoid her, so let's go read Yuri's poem first. Yuri seems to be more experienced, so I should start with her. That's not my reasoning, but okay. I can trust her opinion to be fair. Okay. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Huh? What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. Her thinking in her own head, he's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Huh? That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a deep breath. So, what kind of writing experiences do you have? You use your imaginary, not imaginary. I read English, maybe. Maybe I read Korean. I should try that sometime. I used to actually try learning some Irish. Like, I studied the Irish language for a little bit, but then, I know excuses, but I got caught up in schoolwork and stuff, which I don't know why that ever happened, because I don't do it no more. But I'm thinking about picking up someplace, you know. Maybe some point in the future I can do a whole video in just Gaelic. I think that'd be kind of a cool idea. Ugh. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her fingers along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there was a specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. So you were trying to compliment me, think I've written before, but now you said I've only written once. You're trying to make yourself seem better than me. I dig it. I understand. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing that I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. So are you saying by me and my own writing, making a little rhymey, catchy poem about really deep and emotional stuff, are you saying that's wrong? Are you saying I'm just a little beginner? Because I've won awards, I'll let you know. I don't take any pride in those, though, because I don't have them anywhere to be found. Because my old teacher was mean and took them from me. Once she refines her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing, even a simple poem. Not just finding and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take some time, but it all comes with practice, and learning by example, and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. I wish this game kind of made the poem for me. Just kind of like made it for me. See, like, I can see how I write and see how the character I'm playing would write. But I guess it's all about form-fitting my personality into the character with revealing a little bit as the true character's narrative as possible. Yuri smiles dreamily as if there's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The slow remaining streetlight that have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm. Breathing. Air of the present, but leaving in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Click outside the poem area to be continue. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. That's some of the best handwriting I've ever done on DC. I hope that you guys watching never see my handwriting. It's terrible. It's just the worst. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. No, I'm just a very dumb head and I can't read fast. I actually think your handwriting's pretty. Why'd I read it in her voice? That was weird. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was very descriptive. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I want to write something a little more mild. Are you calling me a simple-minded, competent fool? That's not very nice of you. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about ghosts at all, Ryan. You simpleton! Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over at it after all. But remember, okay, so you're saying I only took a glance, but you also say I took a very long time to read it. Make up your mind. But remember, that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past. So the thing about poetry is there's really no true definition or meaning of a poem. Poetry is meant to be taken in its own way. That's why anyone can write poetry and make it how they want it, but you can take it in a completely different way. It's a lot like just people speaking in general. The attitude towards something can really change how someone feels about the way what you're saying or what you're thinking. and what you are experiencing and having them learn from you. And soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. Huh? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too. So, don't be so humble. Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all of this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna keep doing my best for you, Ryan. Aw, for me, does someone have a little crush? Does someone have a little crush on me? Why would you do that to yourself? That's a terrible thing to do to yourself. That's just a no. Just don't do that. Ah, me too. Who do I read to next? Huh. I don't really care for Monica. She's too studious. And Natsuki's a meanie head. So let's do Sayori. She's my second favorite so far. This is a good poem, Ryan. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? Do you think that? I don't think so. I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously, or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you just wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. How am I supposed to read that? Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Ryan. Deep down, you're not selfish at all. You know? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that only really good people do. Oh, shucks, Siri. It said thanks, but I tried it and I put my own little flicker of taste onto it. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, what's my motive supposed to be? I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah. And I'm going to make sure you have lots of fun here. Okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright. I'm going to hold you to that then. Yay! Now, I'll read my poem too. You'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you miss me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away the rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Play day. It looks like she was trying to develop a rhyme scheme midway through, but then she kind of forgot it. Well, no, she did blue into day, play, and day. But the first paragraph and the last paragraph have no rhyme scheme. Huh. I wonder what the reason behind that was. Sorry. This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? Did you? No. Well, just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice. Or, how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Now that's a me thing. Just randomly trying to change the subject completely through what I'm saying. And my hands are going numb again. Even though you were late to school, it's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Ah, yeah. But next time, I won't forget. Oh, that was her reading, not me. And I'm going to write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I'll look forward to it. Who should I show my poem to next? Let's go to Monica. Monica. I have a cat named Nika. She's a little gray old kitty cat. She's really cute. She's a little fluffy cat. She's a little mean cat. Anytime you walk by, she starts slapping you with her claws because she wants to play with your pant legs. That's not nice, Nika. Hi, Ryan. Having a good time so far? Ah, yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities, or things we can do better, speaking of that, do the same thing in the comment section below of this video. You know, because I want to get better, I want to improve, I want to become really good. I want to become the best. The best there ever was. I will never reach that potential. There's so many YouTubers that will always be better than me. For example, my favorite YouTuber, WooberGameplays. He's a very good YouTuber. He actually played this game. I watched the playthrough. That's why I know it's so creepy in the end. But I won't spoil anything, and supposedly there's different endings. So I might get a different one. Maybe. Not sure. Okay. I'm always listening. That was a little creepy. I say I'm all ears, but I'm always listening. Who do you, the NCIA? That's probably not a thing. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Ryan. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Ryan. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's a really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low, you know, so that I can surprise them, be all real good. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. I just shouldered while I shrugged my headphones, and that hurt my ears. You know what? Yuri likes that kind of writing, right? I read that wrong. Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness, Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively. Both allowing people to get something out of it just by the feel, or letting them deeply analyze all the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. How cliche of you. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. I can kind of relate to Monica a lot, just because of the fact I know it's difficult starting a club. Me and my friend Internal Mayhem, he's a YouTuber I do collabs with once in a blue moon, but me and him started an improv club at our school. If any of you guys go to our school, because you guys hopefully know who I am, maybe probably not. But if you guys know, you guys should come to the club. It's a good time. We usually have it Wednesdays and Fridays. But I always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write away everyone else wants you to. I probably shouldn't have used this video as a way to promotionalize my own club, but you know what? I did it anyway. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? You kind of gotta hide your emotions. I see. Well, let's read it then. It's never good to hide your emotions. It's just best to let it all out. Because even when you're having a bad day, it's just the best to, you know, talk about it. Make it feel better. Okay, let me read this poem now. Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes? A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind like a film left out in the sunlight. But it's too late. My retinas are scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. Who is he? Who's this guy talking about to me? So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. A lot of poems have been putting emphasis on timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be very powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. What was your epiphany, Monica? You want to tell me? What are you thinking of that big old head of yours? I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy up later. Another way to think about it is, if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink, or use a pencil and that never happens. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for the day. Thanks for listening. Now I got ready to that Suki, that mean old person. She's very mean to me. Ryan, if you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home. What? Harsh? What? You expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about. Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better, anyway. I'll tell you what to improve, but you're better off just just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you'll probably think it's stupid. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, but people can try. And that's about it. I was having fun reading that till you made it all dark. Meanie head. Yeah, I told you weren't going to like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't that the point of poems, for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on wordplay. Like, I set up a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be pro. I'm glad you learned something today. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Don't use that on me. Just because you're the youngest doesn't mean you're the least likely to do something good. A lot of times, what it is usually is that the younger people outdo the older people as they get older. Because as you get older, you start to get too involved and too focused on one thing and the way you do one thing that you're not willing to take a new approach on something. So the younger people are like the new wave to come in and take control of the system of how things work. Yeah, guess not. I started to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone's judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I end up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monika are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows fury and frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. Natsuki, thinking in her own head. What's with this language? Huh? Wait, is that in her head? Because I'm confused. Did you say something? It's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns to the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clear about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out that way at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. Humph. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Ryan did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me? I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. You can't get too focused on your way of writing. You gotta be available to accept the new ways of how things go. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Ryan liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was very impressed by it. Natsuki steadily stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Ryan appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you think he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I wouldn't deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew its size bigger as soon as Ryan started showing up. I wasn't the one who made cupcakes. Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I can't talk in two voices, so I picked the one who's usually more angry, which is Natsuki. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if they noticed I was standing there. Ryan, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? I like that word. That's a word I use a lot. The meaning should jump out of the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Ryan. Wait. There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and mean the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only necessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Ryan? Well? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing. But whoever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So, of course, who's that going to be? I say it's Yuri, because Natsuki, you're being a little aggressive about it. Yuri was just not being defensive about it. She started off being like, I'll help you, until you said something rude. So, I agree with Yuri. Natsuki, you're right that I liked your poem. See? Wait. That's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. That's not what happened at all. You wouldn't even take my poem seriously. Oh, I didn't read that right. I understand. Yuri. You're so serious. You're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed. Well, that's... But here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it, and it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. I see. I didn't notice that I'm sorry. But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that... Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think you should too? Natsuki clenches her fist. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped at this point, being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up even feeling bad for her. Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head. Siri, she doesn't need to. You know what? I'm going to do that. It'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now. Without warning, Natsuki snatches her own poem up from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumbles up the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash. Natsuki! She really didn't need to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I feel kind of bad for not asking for help, but I felt like I was taking the right way to take care of it. At least in my own mind. I gingerly approach her and sit in an adjacent chair. Sigh. Everything alright? I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now. No, Yuri. How could anyone not have gotten frustrated by being treated like that? You hated it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you. Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks. Ryan, you're too kind. I'm thankful to have you as part of this club now. It's nothing. One more thing. On that one thing that Natsuki said about, I would never do anything so shameful. So, what thing did Natsuki say? Well, never mind that. She was talking about her boob size. I'm going to make some tea. Good idea. I'm going to stop this video when, it gets to the poem selection again. 'Cause I know that comes up soon. Making it for more than one person, okay? Yeah. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. I didn't read all different. It was alright. Well, mostly when she come back in. I thought she was gone. Ryan, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those who I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Ryan, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Siri beams at me. I didn't mean to make that awkward sounding. It truly has been a while since Siri and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Siri, about what happened earlier. What do you mean? Between Yuri and Natsuki? Does that kind of thing happen often? No! That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Phew. Ryan, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. That's... Every day is going to be so much fun. It looks like Siri still hasn't caught onto the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? Well, we'll just have to see what the future holds, Siri. I pat Siri on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay, yeah, let's do this. Alright guys, this is where I'm going to end this video, right here. Have a real good rest of your day. Now get back to your Ruby work. And see.